Well, welcome to the BNI Effect. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach, but today I'm your host and fellow BNI member, bringing you another insightful interview, and we'll get a whole range of actionable tips that come from that to help you with your networking game and then ultimately growing your business. Well, today is episode number 19, and today's guest is Dave Yates. Dave, g'day, mate.
G'day, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. Let's start off by you telling us a little bit about who you are and what your business is.
So I'm a life coach and personal trainer. I've been coaching people for nearly 2 decades now. I started in 2006, and I progressed into life coaching from personal training just as a natural extension of the service I was already offering. I formed really close relationships with a lot of my clients over the years, and you help them through a myriad of different situations. And through that, I found that I was doing the job already, and a client of mine who is a life coach suggested that I start doing that, and here we are.
Fantastic. And where are you based?
I'm in Capalaba in Brisbane.
And do you work all over Brisbane? Do you work, like how does it work, mate? Do we come to your venue, or do you do online stuff?
Oh, so for the life coaching, it's all done via Zoom calls. It's the most efficient way of getting things done, and I often find that people are they're more open to being asked difficult questions when they're not in person. It kind of puts them on the spot. So if they've got a little bit of a barrier between the mirror and them, it's a little bit more comfortable. And while the point is to be uncomfortable, I guess you don't want to start off that way.
And so you're still doing the personal coaching side of things, personal
Absolutely,
training
yeah,
side as well?
absolutely. That's done at my house in Capalaba, and you do come to me for that.
Fantastic. So to you for the personal training in Capalaba, but the life
Mhm.
coaching, we can be anywhere.
Correct.
Amazing. All right. And how and when were you introduced to BNI?
So I've had several clients that have been members of BNI over the years, and I started hearing about it maybe 3 years ago from a fellow Triton, well, ex-Triton member now, Gabby McEwen. She was asking me to come along just before COVID started. She was talking to me about it. And it wasn't until I started doing the life coaching specifically that I thought I should be branching out into networking. And I got to say, I wish I did it sooner.
Fantastic. And so that was about 3 years ago.
Yep, I
And,
started BNI this year, and so I
oh,
actually
okay. So
joined. I started Triton it this year. Yeah, yeah.
gotcha. And how have you found your experience thus far?
It's been really rewarding. I've met a lot of different people that otherwise wouldn't be exposed to, and they've challenged my thought processes towards networking as well as business development. And they're holding up a mirror to me in terms of my own business development. They aren't letting me just say that something is difficult or whatever. They're, oh, you could do this instead as an example, and it makes you think. It's really, really good.
So when you say that you've been challenged with your thoughts around networking, what do you mean specifically?
Right. So working in gyms as I did for so long, the network is kind of contained within that bricks and mortar building. Whereas now, being in the online space and not being accustomed to spruiking myself in a manner that's needed for that, networking was something that I wasn't very good at and was shied away from, to be perfectly honest. Whereas the people in BNI, certain members in particular, have really helped me come out of my shell and put myself forward and just be in situations that I previously hadn't been in, particularly going to different BNI chapters, meeting new people. And it's made me realize that the power of conversation can go a really long way, because you don't know who you're talking to, you don't know who they know. And one little thing that you say could end up being the difference in how someone perceives a problem, and then they refer you on.
And so as well as challenging your thoughts around networking, how else has BNI helped your business?
It's exposed me to a broader customer base. That's the first thing. The second thing is, like I said, it's made me think differently about how I conduct business and how I present myself. It's kept me accountable to the marketing aspect of the business, which in the past was me just walking up to somebody in a gym and saying hello. Now I've got to be on top of a continual stream of content so that people can see a message on a consistent basis. So it's a multifaceted assistance that I get from the chapter. And each week, you've got in BNI in our 60 seconds, we have to share something about ourselves, and you can't just push the replay button. You've got to actually show that you're consistently doing the thing that you say you're doing, and you've got to have real world examples that people can relate to that demonstrate what you're doing and who you'd like to have referred to you. So it's really, really good.
So how do you measure your success in BNI?
The most obvious one is the number of people that I get exposed to in terms of the referral network. That's the first and I think the most important thing. If you focus on how much you're getting from closed business, I think you're focusing on the wrong things. So the number of people you're exposed to and the quality of the relationships that you build within your own chapter and then outside of that, BNI as a whole, I think those are the best hallmarks of success that you can possibly look for. The money will come just by being present, turning up, and networking the way you're supposed to.
Excellent. What advice would you give to new BNI members? I mean, you've been in BNI now for about 6 or so months. So what advice would you give to new BNI members to maximize their membership?
You really just got to do the thing. It might be uncomfortable to start with, but the system exists for a reason. And if you actually play ball, follow the rules, and do the thing, you're really going to fast track yourself. If you think that the stuff that goes on in every meeting might be a bit repetitive and you've heard it all before or whatever, you're not going to succeed to the degree that you otherwise could do. So the number one thing I could say was just do the KPIs, hit them every week, communicate with your chapter members. If you're struggling, ask for help, but just do the thing and it will pay off.
So give me an example of the KPIs. What are you referring to?
So obviously attendance is the big one, being present each week and showing that you're a reliable and dependable person. The next one would be your one-to-ones and building a relationship with the fellow chapter members so that they get to know you, but also they get exposed to the way you just handle yourself as a person, and you then develop a relationship with them, hopefully a good one. And then participate from a referral system, actively ask questions of your fellow chapter members, demonstrate that you're invested in their success rather than just expecting them to give it all to you. If you do those things, then you're going to fast track trust as best you can. And then you're going to see, like I said, the money will flow after that. But I think those are the most important KPIs that you can possibly look for. Developing trust within the relationships in your existing chapter, having them talk about you outside of the chapter, not just to their referral network, but the other BNI chapters. And once you're comfortable in your own BNI chapter, I think you can then spread your wings a little bit and get out and about, go to different chapters, say hello. If you get an uninvited, well, not an uninvited guest, but a guest to your chapter from a different chapter, ask them when their chapter meets, where they meet, when would be a good time to come. Could you catch up with them for a one-to-one? But put down your roots first in your chapter, and it'll happen.
Excellent advice, Dave. Thank you. What's next for your business, mate? What exciting projects or opportunities are on the horizon for you?
We're actually going through a rebranding process at the present stage. So the life coaching and the PT were under separate umbrellas. I'm currently in the process of merging the two under the one banner, which is exciting. We're changing the company name from what it currently is, Dave Yates Life Coaching and Dave Yates Coaching, to Yates Total Health. And we're in the process of collaborating with an osteopath on the other side of town in Paddington to offer a different service that's health related as well. So I'm looking forward to fleshing that out and bringing that to the table. So there's a few things in the works. I've never had a website before for the business. I've just operated out of a gym like I have, for the last 18 years. So that's happening. One of my fellow chapter members is building that for me at the moment. So there's a lot of exciting things happening. So I'm looking forward to the new era, if you will. It's really exciting. And I think BNI is the right vehicle to help me succeed.
Yeah, so just on that, I mean, how do you see your relationship with BNI evolving as, Yates Total Health comes to fruition?
Well, I look forward to having a more expansive role within the leadership team as time goes on. I'm looking forward to that. I want to attend some of the nationwide events that occur every year. And I'm looking forward to taking Yates Total Health to a lot more chapters around Brisbane and expanding the reach and the awareness of the products that I offer, but also seeing how I can help other people as well. The other chapter members, what I can refer to them, because I might know somebody on a different side of town that might need something, and there might be a chapter member that could help.
Excellent. If you could share one piece of wisdom, whether it's to someone in BNI or not, what would that advice be?
Start. It doesn't matter what it is, just start. If you've got a goal, if you've got an idea, if you've got a business, if you've got anything that it is you're wanting to do, just start. Don't wait. You don't need to know how to do everything straight away. Just hit the ground running. You'll figure it out as you go along. You're going to make some mistakes, but the time you spend actually doing the thing will be far more educational than waiting to be perfect at it. That's the first thing. And the lessons you'll learn from any mistakes you made will be in real time, and so you can affect change immediately and see the I suppose the manifestation of those lessons in the business and grow. And you're not losing anything by doing that. You're only gaining. Whether you spend some money on setting something up, and it might be a capital outlay or time or whatever, the lessons are there. So there's no negative spend. You're always getting something back from that. You've just got to look for the lessons and then implement them. It's going to be far better than sitting on your hands. And I'll tell you what, 5% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
What a terrific approach, Dave. Yeah,
just get started.
Just get started. I love it.
Just start.
Yep, perfect. Great message. Mate, how can listeners learn more about you and your business, particularly as you're going through this rebranding phase?
So we're in the process, as I said, of having the website built. Once that's done, it'll be yatestotalhealth.com.au is the URL. We're creating new social pages for the business, so leaving behind the old, creating some new ones. It'll be Yates Total Health, both on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you want to know anything more, my phone number is 0408 013 063. I'd love to get in touch, have a one-to-one, do anything.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for sharing. Well, look, that wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode, and I want to give a massive thank you to Dave Yates for sharing with us a little bit about his business, but then also his BNI journey as well. If you found value in today's episode, then please subscribe, leave us a review, and in finishing, until next time, keep networking, keep growing, and remember that your success is our success here at the BNI Effect.